You know, I really can't put a finger right on it, but I believe that because of the war itself, and then even having a disease, being addicted, that's kind of taken away from that thought process. We went through some things over in Vietnam, as well as some of the other wars as well. You talk about prejudiceness and a bunch of stuff that just doesn't really make any sense, and it started here, even before we went there. I don't know. A lot of people just have fear of doctors for some reason. But if you got something wrong with you, I think if you really want to get some help, be it mentally, physically, whatever it is, VA is a good place to come if you're a veteran. Other people don't have the access to care like we do at the VA. Actually, I grew up on the streets of Chicago, so I wasn't really that scared. But at 17, I was somewhat scared. I was shaken because I didn't get any leave, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even know it was coming. So it's kind of like the Army gives you orders and you have to follow. There was always something going on, even though we were in headquarters and kind of away from the front lines. The enemy was still around, and mortar rounds, snipers, that kind of thing, you know. But for me, I was just happy, just glad to get back home. It took a minute to readjust though. Well, I had never been affiliated with like counselors, and I hadn't seen a lot of doctors at that point. I was, what, 22, 23, I think I was when I got out. But I came here, and it just turned into a big home for me. They helped me to ease the, being diagnosed with things, started to realize that, I had some issues, and they helped me with that. So when I came around in this area to the VA, I still felt like I was at home with the guys, all the military people, even though they were out, they still had the same, they still do, to this day they do. Well, I had a lot, like one of the issues I talked about, drugs, you coming out. I found out there were more drugs in the military than there were on the streets, basically, especially in Vietnam. And I became addicted. They helped me when I got back here. And even now, I've been clean for 10 years now. This is where I started at, in the VA. Well, actually, in Illinois at Jesse Brown. And then I came up here. They sent me from Jesse Brown to Milwaukee. And that's why this has been my home for a long time. The first time I came in here, I stayed in the domiciliary, which is longer back then than it is now. But I was there through every program for 2 years almost. And I'm a better person for it today. Yeah. You have to put the footwork in. You have to do the work. If you really are sincere about stopping, you can stop. And that's what I just don't want to be like I used to be. And with the help of with the VA, that's why I've changed. And I'm grateful for that, man. Well, I mean, there's some people out there, obviously, that don't even know about the VA system. But there are many, many opportunities and care here that they need to know about. And if they just come on in and they can find out for themselves, this is a great place to be. And if it wasn't for this place, I'd probably be doing something else. Yeah, I mean, they through the counselors, and they helped me find a place. They helped me get a job. All those things came along with not using, for one. Because, the part about, I already know the consequences. If I start using, I'm not gonna stop. That's what the disease has to offer. But all the time I've been stopped, only good things. People call them blessings. I call them that too. I got a God of my own understanding. I don't know what people may have out there, but there's a power greater than me. And through the VA and the doctors and the staff, I've acquired it. I am also the chairman of the Veterans Mental Health Advocacy Council. I just left the meeting just a few minutes ago. And what we do is just advocate for veterans' rights. we help veterans with issues. I walk these halls, you see me, I mean, every day. And the people that do know me, and I know a lot of people, they tell me about their problems. If they're having issues in their clinic, or that's just an example, you know, and I can kind of bring it to the council. And if it's really legitimate, we'll run it by. The patient advocates are part of the council. So we come together and we advocate for whatever the issue is. Well, you know, even if you've ever experienced it, anybody, Black African American soldiers, ex-soldiers, whatever you, veterans, and it would seem that at some point we kind of feel like guinea pigs, you know, around here too, just like you're talking about the syphilis thing. But I had to grow past that because I'm just a human being. It's not about the race for me. It's like, I know I got, you know, I had 3 years of chemo because I had a liver condition. But now I don't have that condition anymore. That's only by the grace of God and the VA system, because I decided I wanted help. See, if you really want some help, just come and check it out. You can even come see me. I'll talk to you.